So I'm gonna go next door and babysit for the neighbor for a few hours this morning. I guess next week too. She's going. She's going to school. She's going to start a job back to school. And I don't know. I'm so disturbed by people who are still continuing at the schools. And but I like, there's nothing I could say. Like, I would sound crazy. I just, play along this three-dimensional world, and it's, but it eats at my brain, it eats at my heart, it eats at my soul. Oh, I'm so sick of this shit. So I hope to God that all of them have not done these to get in there, but it's totally out of my control. Everybody's here to learn what they're here to learn, and I can't even, oh my gosh, the amount of people that just are dropping dead. I don't even know if I said the other day about there's more doctors now in Canada who have dropped dead, young doctors. And I don't have very long. I'll probably record again later when I get home because I feel kind of rushed right now, and I feel like there's more to talk about. But so I'll say about this coronal, whatever that thing is called, CME or something. It's these coronal injections from the sun that, we've been hearing about for, I don't know, I was hearing about it a while ago. I know I heard David Wilcock talk about it, but I'm so, like, my memory's jacked up. I can remember something today that I remembered yesterday and think I just now remembered it. So anyways, these massive things that have shot out, so they're picking up speed or something, and they are kind of engulfing everything in their path, so they're building their own momentum. And I guess you're going to be able to see the aurora the aurora lights in the sky. They're going to be able to be seen in like Illinois and in Oregon or something. Like, I don't know. They're saying that this is what's coming is supposed to be hitting today and tomorrow, and it is going to affect 90% of the planet. And I heard this one lady saying, make sure you stay out of the sun, cover your plants, unplug everything in your house. There's going to be electronic bursts and stuff. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know what's going to go on. Like, all of this stuff is just, it's like the energy is picking up. Like, when I watch the energy, like when I'm, like, this is tipped weird. When I'm talking about the energy, like when I go on TikTok and stuff like that, like the energy feels so chaotic right now. Like, it just feels like chaos. So I think that all of this stuff happening is building us towards this big event. Like I said, this is like the display before the grand finale. And you know how it's just like, it almost seems like the grand finale. There's so much happening. But then something really big happens, and we're seeing that they've got the table set in so many different places for so many different things. Today, I guess in New York, they've put signs up everywhere on the, like the person I saw was showing what are those things called? Those big wood things, and they put the electric lines on them, and then people put papers and staple them to them. You know what I'm talking about? So those are all over the place in New York, telling them to stay indoors if they're going to be sprayed for mosquitoes. That is one thing that they keep doing and doing and doing. Going in, like I've seen people catching it in Florida and stuff. And they go in and they just drive down the road spraying chemicals out. And people just, it is up to us to stop accepting this bullshit. Like, this is madness. When we're going to just spray you in the streets, we're going to spray you in the air, we're going to poison your water. Like, they just want to keep us so sick. And it is difficult. Like, I do everything I can to take care of myself, and it's still, like, my body, when I had said that before, like, by the end of this, it's going to be like this poster I used to see when I was a kid. After, it was during the 1776 bicentennial, and there was all these t-shirts and stuff, and it had these war-torn guys. Like, it was an old picture. I don't even see it anymore. It's probably one of the things they're taking out of history. I saw, but it was these three guys, and they're walking and they're all bandaged up and stuff like that. And that's what it reminds me of, that we're all going to be just war-torn by the time we get to the end of this. See, sometimes I got to stop and say what I was going to say, because now what was I going to say? The bicentennial, the people, I can't remember. I keep seeing all of these different women who, like this morning I saw this one, it was so deja vu. She was talking about something going on in her house, and her kid was there and she's crying, and her kid kept coming up and wiping the tears, and I had been through that exact same thing. And so then, and she's talking about what her husband said to her and stuff. And I was, like, I can see all of the problems, like how people get themselves into these positions and situations, and then they start having a perspective that is off from what is really going on. But you can't go in and just heal all of this stuff that people are going through right now, because it's a lot. The healing is going to come after the chaos. But like a lot of people just need life preservers right now. And one thing is like when I was younger, because I had my kids, when I was still closer to that generation of women who formed groups and stuff. Like women would get together at the hair salon and sit and talk. Women would get together and make jam. Women would get together and do knitting circles. Women would get together for all sorts of shit. They were always building their own community without the men involved. They always were. And then they'd help each other out with the kids. But now we have all these women who are completely isolated. They build their communities on social media, which then that takes more time away from the kids, which, and you can go on social media, and hours have passed. And it's just not good for you. It's not really feeding into that kind of, what is that called when you have a relationship? It feeds into something when you're around a real person, and you're in their energy. And you're not just on social media. For God's sake, social media has catfish. You don't even know who you're talking to most of the time. So anyways, if women would start understanding, about going and building these mom groups. When my kids were little, I had a sister-in-law, and she would go to these Mother Day Out thing, and she invited me. And a lot of churches have these, and you go up there and you have a big lunch. All the women have a big lunch together. Sometimes I think they might be potlucks or something, but they have a big lunch, and then they do a craft, and it's just all this socializing and building a support, building network, building so you have someone to call and someone to talk to. And then you got to start finding the moms that you get along with and start building up some time to, like, go get a pedicure, go out to lunch. For me, when I started building a group of women, my thing was that I missed all the time was go out and go dancing. That is, like, I know some people think that just seems strange to have such a desire to go out and go dancing, but it is a strong desire to me, and it always has been. As soon as I was like 17 and I went out and went to a bar and there was a live band and started dancing, I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, I'm in my place. This is what I need. I don't know, I've got a lot of that tribe in me, that just wants to be around music and dance, I just be out there. And it's crazy too, because I can put on any kind of music. Sometimes I feel like I'm just like taken over by some other soul, and they come in and start dancing. I can start dancing the style of the music, like I just automatically know it. Another thing too is, how I've been talking about, doing those stretches, and use your hands and pull up. I know a lot of people, like for yoga, they think like, oh, this is just namaste. But, I'm not namasteing anybody, because I'm here, doing this yoga and shit by myself. God, I just washed my hair, so it's just falling all over the place. So I would, when I'm here doing this stuff by myself, And you realize that when you pull these in, it does something, like when you turn them and stuff. So when I'll be doing it, I will, pull in and tighten the muscles and then hold them and stuff. And then do these other movements that all just came to me. I didn't know how to do them. Then I had seen, that these movements are about chi and, this energy that's around us. And you just get into that. And I'm telling you, when you do these things and you tighten your muscles, and the most simplest thing of pulling in like that will tighten all your muscles. Like there's, I swear to God, some of this stuff about gyms and you have to stay in the gym hours and hours and hours to do all this stuff. I think it's more of just another way to abuse us. I think that there's so much more that we can do with the most simplest movements, holding our movements, like hold like a statue. When you pull your muscles in and you hold them, that's calisthenics, and you hold them tight. It does something to them. It makes them bigger and stronger. And then you, there's just so much stuff you can do in your house. And I've seen other people doing it and talking about it and saying they just start doing it. So I know it's a real thing. There's so many things that were, especially when I started this, it's like, I don't know, maybe I'm just a crazy person. I know I'm not crazy because, like I said, the voices that talk to me tell me things to help me and tell me where things are. They tell me all sorts of shit. Like, and I think that is one thing where there's a lot of people, are starting to hear the voices and, hear the whispers or whatever, and they start feeling like they're crazy. Well, just start asking questions to them. You don't know how to answer your own questions. There's somebody talking to you, and they're trying to talk to everybody. They're always talking to us. It's just not everybody's listening. And so many people are so caught up in ego. Their ego is so loud that they can't hear anything else, because all they're doing is thinking about, like, everywhere they go. Well, what does that person think of me? What does that person think of me? Oh, are my clothes nice enough? Do I smell good enough? Is my hair right? So they're so caught up in this stuff that's not even being present in the moment, not having a real experience for what would be, because you're so caught up in the scenery or something. I don't know how to explain it. Like, I don't know if I'm feeling rushed or if it's still just my words or lack of sleep or what it is, but I'm really having a problem with words today. But you know what I mean? It is, there's just, I feel lost. I am feeling very tired. And I've seen more stuff about there's so many people talking about the 01010110 code. And these people all plan on the 27th, something with this code, and they're all going to be taken out of the matrix by using this code, and they're going into this other place. And I kept thinking, like, where are you going to go? Where is it you want to go? You want to leave the matrix. Like, where are you going? Because this is like it's a transformation. And this is what I'm saying. It's like these people don't understand what is happening. This is a transformation is happening. This isn't like, oh, everybody escape. It's a Poseidon adventure. This is, the planet is changing and we're changing with it. So it's about you healing and growing, and all of this stuff happens naturally. You don't need to go something. This is where I keep saying, it's like these people want to control energy instead of